is a special edition of WeatherScope with the latest winter storm update.
Thanks for joining us here at the Weather Channel on this snowy Sunday in the eastern United States. We're calling it now the blizzard of 1996, the Super Bowl of snowstorms. It could be of your lifetime if you live in New York City, Philadelphia, and in particular Washington, D.C. We've been watching a snow blitzkrieg move up the East Coast, and it's now snowing at the rate of 1 to 3 inches an hour right around the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. And with all that heavy snow in the Washington, D.C. area, of course, we have someone stationed there, and it's Jeff Morrow. And Jeff, we've been watching you all morning report about the snows. We've seen you in your Penn State blue and white, but earlier I had a tough time seeing that blue with all that snow coming down.
I'll tell you, Mark, and something else is going on here. The wind's starting to pick up. It is really starting to blow hard. So the wind chill is becoming a factor, if you will. Also, I would say we have about a foot, at least a foot of snow on the ground here now. I don't know what National or Dulles is reporting, but it's hard to tell because it's drifting a little bit. All the major roads here, they're trying to keep up with them. A state of emergency has been declared in all of Virginia and in Maryland. The National Guard has been called out to help out with the emergency. It's pretty much a mess up here. Let's go down and see if we can see exactly how much snow we have. I'll kind of dig a little bit of a hole here. I would estimate, Mark, at least a foot, and it's still that light, powdery, fluffy kind of snow. But when the wind starts blowing, it starts hitting you in the face. It feels pretty nasty. It looks like it's let up just a little bit here in the last 15 minutes, but for the last hour or two before that, it's been pretty bad.
And Jeff, you are familiar with snowstorms growing up in Pennsylvania. The area, D.C., maybe not as prone to snows like Pennsylvania. Is this area well prepared? The storm been well advertised?
I would say, Mark, that they're prepared as they can be. They have snow removal equipment. Some of it, they have sanders and salt trucks, and so they're doing the best that they can. I heard somebody this morning say that in the city alone there were 170 trucks that were going to be out, but I don't think even an armada of trucks can keep up with the snow at the rate it's falling here. So they're doing the best they can, but a storm of the century, how can you deal with that?
Okay, and the wind should continue to increase there, Jeff, because the storm is just organizing now on the coast, and as that intensifies, we should begin to see more drifting of that snow, that light fluffy snow that you've been reporting about. Well,
that's not good news, Marco. We don't want to hear about too much more in the way of wind because we can already feel the effects of that wind chill out here, and it feels pretty nasty.
Okay, so the old double whammy there, Jeff. Jeff, get yourself a cup of hot cocoa there, and we'll hear from you in about a half hour.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much, Jeff. And Jeff will try to keep warm as he reports on this blizzard that's moving up the East Coast. And that snow and wind will continue to pick up around the nation's capital, and it's already picking up around Philly, and it's headed right towards New York City. Let's go to the radars and the satellites and show you what we have to report. And we can see a big twist here on the radar, and that's way over here in Kentucky. That's the upper air system. The surface low is right here on the coast. And as this energy from the west gets closer, this low, as it moves up, will intensify, so the winds will get stronger in here, so we'll see the winds increasing and more blowing and drifting of the snow. Again, we show you the rain-snow line cutting right across central Virginia, right around Richmond. We could have some big problems with icing, especially with the winds picking up. Notice the isobars here getting a little tighter, signs of our low pressure intensifying. So as the pressure gradient or the pressure difference between cold high to the north and the low intensifies, these winds will pick up. Here's a look at the snow that has fallen so far. We're getting reports now of 22 inches of snow in western Virginia, and it's still coming down at the rate of 1 to 2 inches an hour. Locally, 3 to 4 feet expected in this zone right through here. And adding the winds with this system, we'll have quite a bit of a problem along the coast with tidal flooding and beach erosion in through this area here from Massachusetts right down to the eastern shore. Jeff told you it's cold. Look at that cold air. That continues to come in. And as we check on the wind chills for you, there you can see them all below zero, right down to North Carolina and into Georgia. So it's cold right down into the south. And in the south, we did pick up some snow and ice last night. So it's very slick down and through here. But travel certainly not recommended. So there you have it. Very cold Arctic air. It's lodged into the northeast. Cold air coming down into the south. And a juicy storm developing on the east coast. Snow blitz Washington, D.C., Philadelphia today, moving into New York City this afternoon, and Boston tonight and tomorrow. It's your turn. And when all is said and done, 1 to 3 feet of snow. This will be a real pain for travelers, to say the least, and thank heavens it's happened on the weekend. Now let's talk more about your future and your forecast and more with Jody.
Ironically enough, too, the government workers are supposed to go back to work tomorrow, and I think they will have yet another day off, as it looks like they will.